down. Put the window down. Put the window down. Put the window down.
Okay, real slow, left hand, do it from the inside. You come out with a gun, we are going to end you. Do you understand? There you go. There you go. Come on out.
I gotta put the car in park.
Put it in park. Put it in park. Real slow. Everything real slow.
I'm gonna shoot you in your head if you come up with anything other than that. Hey, Tom, this is the right car.
Take him out. Wrong car. Take him out. Wrong car. We thought you were the guy.
No,
all right. You're not. I understand that. All right. Hey, listen. Look at me. I f*** this up. Okay. Understand that? I'm gonna give you my card. This is on me.
Absolutely.
Absolutely on me. Let's clear these roads.
Y'all threatening to shoot me in the head. Don't move. Put your hands up. Like,
right.
This is ridiculous.
Okay.
All right. Well, Illinois cops were convinced the black man they had pulled over was the man that they had been seeking over an alleged shooting. Never mind the fact that the black man's license plate and model of his car differed from the one that they were seeking. It was only after Woodridge police threatened to shoot Derrick House in the head while yelling contradictory commands, then placing him in handcuffs in the back of the patrol car, that one cop decided to check his notes to see if they had even arrested the right man. This is reporting from Atlanta Black Star. It says the car they had been seeking was a black Volkswagen Tiguan with a license plate number CN79384. The car House was driving was a silver Volkswagen Atlas with the license plate number CN49263. The suspect car also supposedly included a black man and a black woman, while House was driving alone. That was when the cops decided to release House from custody, with one cop even taking the blame for the blunder, something we've rarely seen in these types of videos. "I effed this up," one of the cops told him. "This is on me." But the damage had already been done because House was left traumatized over the near-death experience, considering it only takes one trigger-happy cop to open fire over some non-existent threat, as we've seen in so many times in these videos. Last week, House filed a federal lawsuit against the Woodridge cops who detained him. Daniel Murray, Zachary Harvey, Brett Kilbasa, Tom Cybulski, Patrick Prendergast, as well as the village of Woodridge, a municipality of less than 35,000 residents in the Chicago metropolitan area, where less than 10% of the population is Black, according to the US Census. The lawsuit, filed in federal court on January 7th by Illinois law firm Eckel, Williams, and Provincial, accuses the officers of violating House's First and 14th Amendment rights. The bad police work here was not a reasonable, much less understandable mistake. It was colossally indifferent to Derrick's rights, states the lawsuit. The real suspects were arrested 5 hours later, the claim states. Yeah, this is terrifying. And I feel like there's the want to give this cop credit for saying, you know what, this is my bad. I messed up. I did something wrong. Sorry. No, like that's insane. That is an insane mistake to just make while you're telling someone, I'm going to shoot you in the head. That is crazy. You're willing to open fire on someone who really is probably just like bewildered, confused, scared, has no idea what's going on because he didn't do anything. And you're yelling all these commands at him. You're creating a chaotic environment beyond what the existing chaos that you've already created. And then you just say, oh, my bad, I'm sorry. No, like these incidents are scary for people. Like this guy is not going to forget that this happened to him. We're talking about it now. They're not going to forget. He's not going to just move on for it and be like, oh, it's cool. I accept your apology. No problem. Good luck on your investigation. I hope you catch the real guy. Tehran, what do you think?
I think that we need to realize that police officers do have a difficult job. It is scary. It is in the moment. However, part of their duties do include due diligence and conducting investigations. And it's not hard to conduct an investigation when you actually have a thing like, I don't know, a license plate number and or make and model of a specific vehicle. And both of those differed in this. However, there is this idea, no harm, no foul. But there was harm, there was foul. This person has been seriously affected by this. There is PTSD. It makes you scared. It gives you this momentary lapse. What if something had happened? Here's the thing. I do respect and appreciate the police officer who spoke up. took accountability and responsibility for their action. We do need more of that. Let's not discount that at all. We need more of that accountability, more of that transparency, more of that simply just saying, hey, I messed up. It does not remove you, however, from the consequences of your actions, but it does not absolve you, but it does go a long way. And that is something we do need to keep in mind. Police officers do have a difficult job. I am very glad that we did not see something go wrong or go awry, especially when someone threatened to be shot in the head. I'm glad he wasn't shot. And the fact that we live in a world where I'm glad he wasn't shot by the police is a good thing, is also a problem. However, if the officer had shot him and not apologized, President Trump would have probably took him to the Super Bowl. So there is that. There is that.
Yeah, I mean, it is very scary. And this is the reality of the world that we live in. And so often we see these stories not end well. And to say that this one ended well is still a stretch, because it didn't. It was embarrassing for everyone involved. It was traumatizing for the man who was targeted. And even the cops who's yelling, I'm going to shoot you in the head. Is that what you're supposed to be doing? Is that what you're trained to do in the field? If so, is that what we should be training people to do and say in the field? And to your point, whenever we cover stories like this, it is difficult, right? The police are there for a reason. We have them for a reason in this country. We need police sometimes to do certain stuff, right? But they have this role in our country where anytime there's some kind of distress or any kind of commotion, anytime you need like a third party there to help manage a situation that might be a little bit difficult, they're the ones that we call. The problem is that so often, more often, I mean, I shouldn't say more often than not, because like the situations that we see are the bad ones. So maybe there's a lot more good moments that are happening that we're not seeing. But a lot of times they come in there and they make things so much worse than they ever needed to be or that they ever should have been. And yeah, like I want to have sympathy for these cops and I want to, understand that their job is very difficult. I don't want to do that job, right? I would never sign up to do that job. But a lot of people have their own experiences with cops that make them not favor them. Personally, I've had experiences with cops that makes me not, they're not my favorite people. I tried not to call them as often as I can. And the times that I have called them for whatever reason, it was just like, I could have done this without you. But that said, I haven't been in like very distressing situations. So that's good too. Um, anyway, any final thoughts before our next break?
I do I do sympathize with the fact that you felt that way, and we shouldn't. As the American people, we shouldn't. We should be able to trust police officers the way we were taught when we were little kids, where kids grew up and said, I want to be a police officer. And when I say kids grew up, I didn't mean the bullies in the class and the kids that didn't have any friends. I meant all kids were like, I want to be a police officer because they stood for a force of good. That's something that police officers should be. That's something that they should want as well. It is a very difficult job. Their lives are on the line. Whoever they were going after was probably a very dangerous criminal for them to bring out that kind of force. Hopefully it just wasn't for shoplifting, but whatever it was, let's not forget that and put that in effect, but also realize instead of saying just simply refund police, how about retrain police? How about let's get them trained, let's get them ready, let's make it so that we have the best police officers out there doing what they're supposed to do best, which is protect and serve, not correct and harm.
Of course, because the consequences of them doing bad police work means that people die a lot of times. So